the Power Couple, and today I'll be analyzing slash commenting on the latest, well, one of the latest episodes to drop, Confrontation, which is episode 21 of season 5. So without further ado, let's begin. So we start off the episode in which Adrian is trying to decide what he wants to put on the form for his future, but he can't really decide, and also adding to that is because he won't be in Paris next year. Now, Adrian hopes that Plague would give a funny joke to console him, but Plague doesn't have one because he goes to state that he would miss him too much and he knows how it would feel. And Adrian doesn't want to show Marinette the form because he doesn't want her to know yet that he will not be in Paris next year. And obviously it would break his heart as much as hers. Then we cut to the scene in which Marinette has pretty much everyone in the class's forms, and she's discussing with Tiki what really happens behind that meeting and why she's so worried. Adrian then enters the scene and he just asks Marinette if something's bothering her because, he's the love of her life. I think he's able to tell when something is wrong. And then she just explains that she's really worried of the outcome of the meeting because Lila and Chloe are the new class reps, so they'll be defending their class's forms, and knowing Lila, anything could go wrong to her advantage, as is seen later on in the episode. And then we get a tiny flashback to some of the classes' a career option. So Alya wants to be a reporter, so no surprise there. Milen is the defender of the earth, so I'm guessing maybe some sort of political or environmental job, while Ivan is a stay-at-home dad, which is a little creepy. A couple of 14, 15-year-olds planning their future together and what their kids would be. That's a little concerning, but not that concerning since Marinette has done that. We also get a look at Julika and that she wants to be a mortician, which is quite fascinating, and it does kind of suit her, honestly. So then Adrian just reassures Marinette with a hug and saying that whatever Lila and Chloe are planning, they'll stop it. Although their plan does go, well, more like a lot out of hand. I did not anticipate that they would do this. So after Chloe and Lila get all the class forms, they practically shred the forms into bits. And they're forcing Sabrina to rewrite the forms, so she forges them, except it's what the class or what each classmate doesn't want for their future. And Chloe is like, wow, this is so awesome, or in her world, beautiful, while Sabrina hesitates, and all they do is just pretty much take away her stress tool and lock her in the closet, which is, okay, no one deserves to be treated like this. I get she went along with it, but it's not like she had a choice, and now she's kind of in too deep. So then we see that the class is in their pretty much usual spot to meet since they're starting the revolution. And they're there to discuss their futures. Finally, a little bit of a wake-up call since they realize that they're a bit young to decide what they want to do with their lives. Their adult lives and jobs, but it's already too late. The forms have been handed in, except for Adrian's. And then Marinette gets a call. Sadly, we do not get to see it, but it does play an important role later on. So Adrian hands in his form, and Lila, being the liar and pretty much psychopath that she is, she just lies that she's going to defend it like her life depended on it. Little did she know what Adrian had written in the form. Instead of filling out the form, Adrian decides to write a note, in which it reads, "I've been thinking a lot, and I still do not know what I would like to do later on in life. The only thing I know for sure is that I love Marinette Dupencheng, but I guess that doesn't help you. I'm sorry. Signature of Adrian Agreste." This is pretty sweet. It is touching, but I don't think the teachers want to hear that. So in a way, Chloe is right that it kind of does belong in the toilet, but I'm kind of also against it because it does show that these kids are really young to be making the decision that could practically alter their life. So I guess it does have some pros to it, but, well, mainly pros, but the con is I don't think teachers want to read that. So then we get on to the teacher, that meeting. I don't remember what it's called. And it turns out that Lila came up with the lie that Alia Cesare wants to be an optician. Well, I'm pretty sure Miss Bustier would know that she wants to be a journalist given her lady blog that she started. And then like the teacher supporting this, I would at least like to have seen like the actual student and their parents there, because okay, this just doesn't seem fair. Two random people selected to defend your life choice. And if they do what given Lila did, your life could be altered forever in the most negative way. I don't know if it's the school, in at least the show, that does this, but if they do this in real life, I'm really controversial against it. And it only gets worse. For some reason, Lila decides, actually there's probably a reason, but Lila decides to have Julika repeat the year for the second time. I honestly feel so bad for Julika. And why would all the teachers vote in favor of her repeating the year, even when her grades are fantastic? And Miss Bustier says nothing. She says nothing to defend her students. So that's practically a lousy job on the teacher, but also the principal, because, well, he should know that she repeated a year beforehand. So why would she want to do that again? It is awful. No doubt the next day when the class sees what their future jobs will look like, they get all raged up. No wonder, because their jobs do not fit their personalities at all. And then when Julika finds out that she's repeating the year, I feel so bad for her. She does not deserve this. Just because she has a speech problem does not mean Lila and Chloe can take advantage of that. And everyone in the class is freaking out when they realize Julika has to repeat the grade. And of course, Marinette and Adrian just look at each other like, oh my God. They knew something bad would happen, but I don't think they anticipated it to go that far and ruin everyone's lives. Obviously, Gabriel decides to use Julika's negative emotions to his advantage and turns her into Reflecta again, creating many Reflectas. Now, when Ladybug summons her lucky charm to get tape, they practically make like a wall in between an alleyway of bricks. So then they go to get two Reflectas. I don't know how they chose them. And before one of them turns Tom and Sabine into Reflectas, Cat Noir goes to say, also Adrian, you can't turn these bakers into Reflectas. I love their croissants too much. I'm starting to wonder, does he love their croissants or does he love their daughter too much? Just a question to throw out there. So then, since Monarch gave Reflecta the power of clout, they have the two Reflectas target each other with the power of clout to make a gigantic explosion. And if you look at the size of that, it's taller than the Eiffel Tower, which is really big. And then you see this massive destruction on the ground until Ladybug captures the Akuma and fixes everything, that you actually see the buildings they were. And then you start to think, wow, how many casualties and fatalities did Ladybug take in order to defeat them? Thankfully, of course, she, revived those people, but still, that's a lot you're talking about. And the destruction is massive. So then back at the school, Alia asked Lila what happened during the teacher's rep meeting, I think it was. And Lila pretty much just says that she defended the forms Marinette had given her, and she tries to blame Marinette that Marinette had forged the forms. But you can just take a look at Marinette and right now and say like, wow, she is not buying any of it. That's a true girl boss moment right there. And of course, Marinette says she didn't forge the forms, unlike Sabrina, who can. So then Sabrina actually admits that Chloe and Lila forced her to do it. Now that's real character development, because knowing Sabrina, like in season 1 or 2, she would have never done that. And Lila practically twists everything Sabrina is saying to her advantage. Plus, who wouldn't have anticipated that would have happened? And practically makes like Sabrina look bad along with Marinette. And then Sabrina just runs away, saying that she has proof. Really, she doesn't. But she runs away. So then Lila asks Miss Bustier if she and Chloe can go console her. Miss Bustier, why? Girl, come on, realize, okay? Lila and Chloe are the last people on earth Sabrina should be seeing right now at a time like this. Although I'm glad she did, because it winds up in a very good plot twist, which is about to come. So then Lila and Chloe confront Sabrina, and Lila admits that she had practically lied the whole time. She had everyone believing that Marinette pushed her down the stairs, and everyone believing that she was halfway across the world so she wouldn't have to go to school. And then she practically blackmails Sabrina into giving her the evidence in whichever, a video or like a photo or something. And if she didn't, then she would convince her own father to put her in jail. That is dark. Lila is evil. To have one's loved one turn against that loved one in a family is just horrifying. And yet we see it in today's world. And no one wants to be in Sabrina's position right now. So then, practically Sabrina now has evidence and clicks a button. And it looks like one of those windows you police have when interrogation, that you can see through one side but not the other. And sort of like audio. Not sure how that worked, but it really worked. And the whole class, principal and the other 3 teachers, realized who Lila really is, and they are all in shock. This is the moment we have waited for since Volpina, and that is a long time, 7 or 8 years, give or take. But still, it is marvelous. And then we see how Marinette's plan actually unfolded to practically expose Lila for who she really is. So we see that Marinette actually came up with the whole more like close the bathroom so they could have that tiny little place to actually put the window in, which was really clever. But also putting the audio in a girl's bathroom, you could hear so much gossip. Speaking on a girl high school perspective, so much gossip. You do not want to put a recording in there, but I am glad she did. So then Miss Bustier gives Marinette a kind of heartfelt apology, which, not to mention, we did need, but I just felt like there could have been a bigger apology, not only from Miss Bustier, but from everyone present, except for Adrian. But, because they believed Lila, whom they'd known only a few weeks or a month at most, instead of their friend who they'd known for years. And I just felt like that apology that we missed was much needed. Anyway, so then Lila and Chloe get expelled. Yay! Small victory. Doesn't last long, but we did need that. And I am so glad they got expelled. But our victories against Lila and Chloe obviously cannot last forever, because the mayor is on Chloe's side, so practically they're reinstated. But we soon see that Audrey was the one who forced Andre to keep Lila and Chloe in the school, so I don't know, maybe Audrey was part of it, but I'm not sure. So then Mr. Damocles almost gets akumatized, but then Julika summons the courage to speak and encourage him to resist. in which boosts his emotions of confidence and practically turns the magical charm into a shield, and it de-evilizes the Akuma, which is marvelous. So then, even though he gets fired, he decides to, at least for his final act, send the students to the schools they want, which is a very noble act to do. So Mr. Damocles packs up his things and exits the school for the last time. And then we see our much needed Lady Noir, and Cat Noir is basically explaining the real power of the magical charm, which is really nice. And then we get this lovely end card. Obviously, we're gonna have a post-credit scene. But if you just notice on the right, Marionette and Adrian are actually holding hands, which I find so cute. So then our post-credit scene is when we see Miss Bustier actually, for once, man up in all these years and confront Chloe, saying that even though she can't expel Chloe, she can still give Chloe the very special attention she needs from her. And obviously Chloe doesn't like this, so she storms off and gets a call from, oh well, surprise, surprise, Lila. But she just takes off a wig apparently, so she was wearing a wig this whole time, and says that the war has just begun and to get ready. And then we see that she goes to another school, and over there her name is Cerise. And not to joke about it, but her hairstyle is horrible. I find it horrible. And also, how many identities does this girl have, and which one is her true identity? I am so confused. I don't know what has happened. What is this? I don't know. And that's where this episode leaves off. Overall, I don't know what I'd give this, probably a 9 out of 10, just because it wasn't like my favorite episode, and I did have some issues with it, like the apology for Marinette wasn't as big as it could have been, but overall it was a really good episode, really well written. Obviously I have many questions that I want answered, and that's probably normal. Obviously, the next episode answers some of this, and the rest of the remaining 4 will as well. So we will get our answers, but for this episode, it leaves us a little bit on a cliffhanger. This episode was a really good way to kick off the last few episodes remaining for the season. I cannot wait to see what the finale has in store for us. But what did you guys think of the episode? Like it, hate it, not your favorite? Could have been a little better. It could have been better. Let me know in the comments section below. If you have any suggestions for AMVs, or other videos that you would like me to post, please let me know. And some examples could be of previous episodes, so from season 4, 3, 2, or 1, or some of the specials, such as the Shanghai and New York, that I know that I have still not done. But oh well, that's life. Sometimes things get delayed. Please do let me know. I would love to make some videos that you guys are requesting. And that could also be videos in different languages. So I am working on the Brazilian Portuguese one. I'm just waiting to actually finish my last unit of Portuguese in order to do it. And I also am fluent in Spanish. So if you guys want some videos in different languages, let me know, and I will spend some time working on those as well. As of today, that's all I have for now. And of course, you are most welcome to agree or disagree with my comments about the episode. But do make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. As for new episodes, the only current date we have for the remaining 4 is for Representation, coming out June the 6th from Tele Quebec in Canada, which is where I'm from. I'm from Alberta, actually. So we're actually under our provincial elections, and at the time that I'm making this video, I do not yet know my new premier, so I'll let you know in the comments section of this video. And just as a reminder, in I believe 2 weeks' time, on June the 11th, the long awaited for, anticipated Awakening movie will be premiering in Paris, France, which sadly I cannot go to because of my school and exams, and also because of the cost of flights. But for those who are going, such as Hayes Clark, if you guys know her, amazing channel, you should watch it. She is going, so I wish her all the best. And I hope to all you miraculars who are going to witness the premiere of the movie to have an amazing time. I'm sure the movie will be spectacular. But as for now, I send my infinite love to you all, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!